All right, so thank you again for joining us. This is going to be our third and final class of this afternoon session for the Wellbeing Day. My name is Ken Huron, and today your instructor is going to be Katie Winters. She is going to be taking you through a yoga class for about 15 minutes here. So before we get started, I just want to do a very quick disclaimer. We're going to leave this up here for about 10 or 15 seconds. We appreciate you just taking a quick look at the disclaimer before we get going. All right, excellent. So without further ado, thank you again for joining us today, and I will turn this over to Katie Winters to take you through some yoga.
All right, hi friends, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Katie Winters. I'm one of your group exercise instructors with the Fitness Center, and today we're going to do some yoga. So if you've never done yoga, that's awesome. If you do yoga every single day, also awesome. There'll be a little bit of everything for everyone. If you have a mat, go ahead, roll it out. If not, no big deal. I will give you guys the option to get on the floor, but if that's not your thing, or if you have any trouble with your wrists, I do recommend grabbing a chair, preferably one without wheels, but you can place that at the top of your space. Anytime my hands go down to the floor, your hands can go down to the seat of the chair. So with that, let's get your bodies moving. I'll just take you through a couple of series of poses and some stretches, and hopefully you just feel really, really good throughout and when we're done. So first things first, go ahead. You're going to meet me in your mountain pose. So mountain pose, we're just standing, really. So one of the lowest pressure poses. We're going to plant the feet right underneath the hips, open up the chest, rotating the palms forward, standing up tall, bringing some awareness to that midsection. Soft knees. See if we can stand up a little bit taller. Go ahead and try to take a nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Good. You can close your eyes here if you want to. We'll take 2 more deep breaths, just like that. Good. A lot of times, very often, part of yoga is the breathing. For today, I just want you to make sure that you're doing it. Good. And let it go. Perfect. Go ahead, flutter those eyes open for me. Again, I want you to keep your knees nice and soft. We're going to inhale, take a nice big reach up to the sky with those arms looking between the hands. And then as you exhale, we're just going to go for it. I want you to reach down for the floor. Good. You don't have to touch your toes. It doesn't have to be crazy or far. Just right away, I want you to feel your shoulders, your hamstrings, your back releasing. Good. And then on your next inhale, go ahead, take your hands to the tops of your shins or your thighs. I want you to flatten out your back. So think of lifting through your tailbone, balancing a glass of water on your back. Good. And then exhale, release that, round it back over. Gently shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Good. Now relax your head. We're going to move down toward the floor. So again, this is a time that my hands are going to touch the floor. If you don't want to go to the floor, I suggest you take your hands to the seat of a chair. Go ahead, bend your knees as much as you need to plant those hands on the floor. Step it back into a nice high plank. Perfect. Hands are right under your shoulders. You're pressing the floor away from you. If we're jumping in a little quickly for you, I want you to float your knees down to the floor, especially for this first one. From here, we'll take a little Chaturanga. So all that means we're going to lower down to the floor and take a nice little flow. So hug your elbows in as you lower your chest down. And then exhale, we're going to peel the chest right back up. Good. Lifting the chest, pressing the heart through the arms into Cobra. So if this is uncomfortable on your back, just bend your elbows a little bit more. No big deal. You can also lower all the way down to your elbows. From here, exhale, we're curling those toes under, sending the hips up and back into a downward dog. And we should move through that one. Let's pedal out the heels. Good, so hips are up high here. We're pressing one heel down at a time, bending the opposite knee, bringing some attention to those calf muscles. Pressing evenly into your hands. Very nice. Now try to drive both your heels down toward the floor. They don't have to touch the floor, no big deal. Good, just take a nice deep breath. Now bend your knees, tiptoe those feet back up to your hands. When you get there, find that half lift again. Hands to your shins or thighs, back is nice and flat. Our neck is always an extension of your spine, so you can look straight down at the floor. And nice big exhale, round that back over, release. From here, we'll bend the knees. And as you stand up, I want you to stack one vertebrae at a time as you slowly roll back up to standing. And don't worry, we will do all of that again. Stand up nice and tall, find that mountain pose. I'm gonna step to the top of my space just because we will travel back here. When you're ready, nice deep inhale, reach those arms up high. Exhale, forward fold, reach back down for the floor. Relax your head when you get to that lowest point. Hopefully just a little bit more comfortable this time. Inhale, find that half lift. Good, exhale, release it. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step it back into that nice high plank. So we want a nice straight line, flat as a board, head to heels. Knees float down to modify. And then we take that chaturanga, lower everything down to the floor together. Then inhale, sweep the chest through the arms. Hold it here. Perfect. Lift the chin, lift the chest. Please breathe. We love to hold our breath on this one. Anytime we have a little arch in the back, we like to hold the breath. So take a deep inhale with me. Now exhale, curl the toes under, send those hips up and back into your down dog. And let's pedal that out. Nice job, everybody. Take a quick little check-in. Notice how you're feeling. Good. And go ahead, press those heels down toward the floor. Check behind you. Make sure you've got some room to work with. We're going to kick the right leg up and back. Single leg dog. Good. Doesn't have to be high. Doesn't have to be crazy. We're just trying to straighten out that leg. You can circle out the ankle a few times. Good. Just to kind of wake it up. Perfect. Relax the foot, bend the knee. Good. Now straighten the knee again. We're going to do that 2 more times, nice and slow. Bend just to open up that hip and extend. Bend and extend. Good. Now bend it and sweep that right foot forward toward the top of your space. So like right between your hands. Good. Knee and ankle. We want them to try and be in a straight line with the heel planted on the floor. Now your back foot, we're going to turn that left foot out so we can plant the heel down and then come on up into a warrior one. So right toes are forward, left toes are slightly turned out. We're pressing our whole left side forward, building some heat in that front leg and getting a nice stretch in that back hip. Good. Try to relax your shoulders down even though we're reaching the arms up. Good, and breathe. I know we just did a lot. There was a lot of level changes, a lot of high to low. Kick the leg up in the air. It's one thing at a time. Take a deep breath in. Now as you exhale, we're gonna open this up, warrior 2. So back foot turns out a little bit wider. We open the hips and shoulders to the side of the room. Front knee still has a nice big bend in it. It's traveling toward the middle of our foot. We've got some strength and power through those arms. And just gaze over that right hand for me for a moment. Perfect. Go ahead, bend that right elbow. Take your left arm, sweep it up and overhead so that bicep comes towards your ear. Good, make sure you're not using this bottom shoulder, the pillow. It's very easy to go there. Create some space, press out of that shoulder. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to completely reverse this. Inhale with me. As you exhale, we're going to sweep those arms up and over. So right arm reaching up high toward the back of the room, reverse warrior. So feel that side open up. Good, left hand is resting on that left leg. And when you're ready to exhale, we're going to windmill those hands toward the floor. Back heel rotates straight up. Hips are square to the floor. Get a nice little stretch for the hips here and that nice lunge. Perfect. Inhale. And exhale, step back to your down dog on your own time. Shake out those legs. Notice they probably feel a little different now. Perfect. And drag those heels down. Take a moment to take just one deep breath, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So when you're ready, left leg up and back. Lengthen through the toes. Make sure you're not going to kick anything. Draw some circles with that ankle, with those toes. Good, and relax the foot. Go ahead, bend that knee. And straighten on your own time. Try to take this nice and easy, nice and slow. Perfect. Good, and then bend that knee. Sweep the left foot forward in between the hands. It's a big sweep. If you need to grab onto that leg, do what you need to do. We've all been there. Turn your back foot out for me. Plant the heel down. Reminder that heel is planted right underneath your knee. Coming up when you're ready, we'll square off the hips and shoulders and then sink in. So we're sinking down and forward, not just forward. Good. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Arms are strong, especially that left knee. Make sure it's in line with the middle of your foot. Beautiful. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, let's open it up. So back foot turns out a little bit wider. Hips and shoulders square to the side of the room now. Front knee is still doing the same thing. Now we're gazing over that left hand. Very nice. Feel that hip opening. Feel some strength building in that front leg. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Go ahead. Forearm to the top of that thigh. Right arm reaches up and over. Good. Try to keep that chest open. So pull that right shoulder back just a touch. Good. Deep inhale. Exhale. We completely reverse that. So come back through that warrior two. And we'll reach that left arm up and over. Right hand resting on the back of the right leg. Please breathe. Good. And exhale. We'll windmill those hands back down to the floor. Back heel rotates up. Good. Sink into those hips. Perfect. And step it back to that downward dog. Nicely done. Shake that out one more time for me here. Good. Then gently bend your knees, lower them all the way down to the mat. Bring the big toes together. Sink your hips back to your heels into your child's pose. From here, we're reaching the palms forward, forehead resting on the floor, palms driving into the ground. Good, and just find those deep breaths that we started with, in through the nose, and out through the nose. Good, filling up those lungs a little bit more. Good, relaxing your face. Still but active stretch. We keep reaching those hands forward, sinking those hips back with every exhale. Good. Try to breathe into the back of your rib cage here, filling it up. And exhale, reach forward just a little bit more. Good. Carefully draw those hands in below the shoulders. Press yourself up. Swing those legs around in front of you. Sitting up nice and tall. We'll finish just with taking one more deep breath together today. Inhale those arms up. As you exhale, draw your palms together, your hands down to your heart center. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I very much enjoyed some 15-minute yoga with you all. Just quick little stretches, little power poses like that throughout the day can really help to boost your mood, kind of get the energy flowing, all that great stuff happening for you. So I hope you enjoyed. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.